Yo, what is up? So, we got a little controversial knife going on here. Well, the knife's not, but the company is. Got this in a little bit ago. This is obviously the Damn Designs Hades, if I'm not mistaken. This is a full titanium. It is a liner lock, which is awesome. It's a little ass heavy. I have to say that. It's 14C28N, which is freaking sick. Honestly, I love 14C28N. I prefer it over a lot of the other steels. So I don't know what it is. I just love it. So, if I were to, have one of my personal designs that I've, been tinkering with, made, I think I would probably have it in, and it'd actually be like a semi-premium, because I wouldn't want to charge really anything over, even anything near 200. I would want to keep it at least to, not even, maybe 215 at the most, but if it's gonna have 14C, there's no way. So probably 150, 175 at max, and that's if. So, which even then, I think about 120 is the most for, I don't know. 14C28N is a killer steel. So, everybody says it's a budget, which it's a mid-grade, just like Neves Knives was saying. Jared over there, he says the same thing. It's a mid-grade. It performs way better than most, mid-grade steels, or at least punches its weight with them. 150, 54 cm. I'd much rather have 14C than that. And there's a lot of knives out there that cost, in the $300-$400 range that have that steel. So I think I'd much rather have 14C. But that's enough said about that. Damn Designs has, the owner of Damn Designs he made a few comments that weren't really nice, I guess is the easiest way to say it, or the nicest way to say it. He kind of cursed out a couple of his customers, because they kept on asking about the pre-orders and when the knives were going to be sent. And I know he's probably under a lot of stress, trying to figure out where they are and what's going on with them and when they're going to drop and this and that and all that, this and that and the third. But at the same time, you got to understand that you got customers that have put out, their hard-earned money and cold cash to, for these knives. Now, they're obviously going to want to know when it's coming, and if the timeline comes and the timeline goes, or the timeline's getting up close and they haven't heard anything, of course they're going to reach out. It's just period. But after the first and second, first couple people reach out, you should be smart enough to just throw something up on your Instagram saying hey, this is blah, 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 blah. They're coming, you just give me, we're fixing this or something's this or that or something. You know what I mean? You don't jump down their fucking throats and, make them feel like pieces of shit, because, they're buying your product, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, because I've reached out and talked to him before. This was like way before. Talked to him about, I guess his friend or his business partner, whatever, lives in my old neighborhood. So we were talking. I thought he lived there. He said he was like moving there or something. So we were talking about that, and for a little bit, just back and forth, a couple times, and seemed like a nice guy. He responded really easy, and was just bullshitting. So, from my personal experience, maybe he was, he was decent. So maybe he was just, stressed out or something. I don't want to make excuses for the guy. So, but whatever it is, this knife is fucking killer. It is on the heavy side, even though it's milled. It is milled out pretty decent. Especially, this side's milled out, but pretty sure it has a steel lock bar insert, and the whole thing is steel too. So it's like, even right here, it's like a whole plate like of steel in here. So that's where I think they messed up. If it was just a piece of steel, coming in here where it's not the whole entire slab, I think it would be a lot less heavy. But it is definitely caused it to be a little heavy, which isn't really, it's not too bad, but it's definitely on the heavy side. You can tell that the balance point is way back there. Normally it would be like up here, which you can clearly see it's a little ass heavy. But other than that, Kubi was the OEM, and they killed it. This action is just, Kubi makes some killer knives. So they've been killing it recently in the past, months, to the past year or so. They've been just killing it. Like this knife, their Atlas is just freaking, it's beautiful. It's just insane. So I'm a big Kubi fan, so I like their designs and just how they execute their knives. They got good action. They know how to do a good action. So sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Did a couple too many videos, too much talking. I had to drink a little bit of Pepsi. Maybe that'll help. Probably won't, but we'll see. The action is good. This is just kind of a quick overview. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But you hear that? It's got a great sound. It's got like a twang to it. So, best thing, it flicks left-handed because it is a liner lock. So, you got the great flicking action on this side too. So, it's obviously all stone washed. It's full titanium. Got a reversible pocket clip, deep carry, which isn't too bad. Normally on their past, knives, they had a tendency to, which I'm pretty sure were Kubi as well. They had a tendency to really, really, like, you see how this is sticking past the frame? They had a tendency to be sticking out like this much, like a lot. And it kind of bothered me when I was holding them in the hand. It would be pressing into right here. And this one doesn't come out that far, so it doesn't bother you at all. So I don't know if it's just because it's not coming down that far. So you don't really feel it. Ergos are good, I have to say. At first it doesn't really seem like it, but it definitely is pretty comfortable. There's no choke up point, which is sad. This thing is begging for its oil. I would say delete the flipper, but it's got really good flipping action, and that sound is too good to remove. So yeah, this thing's a pretty good knife. I mean, it's a full size knife. Let me see if I have something I can measure it with. I don't think I have a tape measure, but I do have a little ruler. Let's see. So yeah, I would say it's about three and a quarter, maybe. Yeah, 3.25 blade length. What's the handle? Handle's like 4.25. So it's not too bad. It's decent size. Probably right around the perfect Goldilocks size, 3.25, 3.25 blade. Blade to handle ratio, I mean, it could be, that quarter probably could have been cut off. It like that's kind of pushing it for me. I like 4 to 3.25. That's kind of like, there's no need for more than that. But I mean, if something happens to the blade, you can always chuck this at somebody, and you could probably kill them that way too. So even though I don't condone using your knives, I mean, honestly, if you're not trained, there's really no point. You're gonna hurt yourself before you hurt anybody else. Well, I mean, maybe you'll hurt somebody, but you're gonna end up hurting yourself too, because I'm telling you right now, knife fighting is not an easy thing to master. It's really not. So taking karate when I was little, it's definitely not something to take lightly. Using, fighting with blades and other weapons, it might seem easy, but you could definitely hurt yourself more than you would think. So I would definitely, even though I carry a knife around, I don't know, can't say I wouldn't, but at most of the time, if something did go down, I don't think I would be reaching for it too much. Now, not to say that there isn't going to be a time where, it would be appropriate. I'm not saying that, but, for probably 98% of the time, there's no reason. Even if someone, comes at you, whatever, if they don't have another, weapon, even if they do, it's kind of like, you're better off with your hands. So, because God forbid they take it from you. God forbid you end up hurting yourself, especially if you don't know how to use it. Like, it's definitely not something to fuck around with. So that's why I just use them for, a big thing, fidget. A big part of what I use them for is a fidget factor. That's why I like multiple deployment methods and everything, and I like the, it's gotta have good closing action. I'm not a big, actually not a fan, period, of, washers. I mean, certain ones, they have good action, after they break in and stuff like that, which, I like some of them that are like that. But, for the most part, I'm a fidgety and just utility. You never know when you're going to need a knife to, butter a bagel, or, cut a bagel, or, cut something off, off of somebody's shirt, or cut something, thread off your own, or this or that. Like, I think I use my knife probably every day, at least once or twice. So, over something stupid that, instead of having to run and go find a scissors or, you know, yank something out, like, it's just something I've always done. So, you'd be surprised how much you do use it for, like, everyday stuff. So, enough of that, enough rambling. Thanks for viewing. I'm not going to really go too deep into it. It's definitely a good knife. I don't think there's any left. This was kind of like it was a pre-order. So, it was a pre-order, I think, before December. I want to say November, maybe. I'm not too sure. It might have been December or October. One of those. It wasn't that long ago, but it wasn't like recently. So it was a couple months ago. So I don't know if there's still any up. You could go check. I know there was some afterwards. So go check it out. I'm pretty sure you can find these on the secondary, that's for sure. I know that for 100% fact because a lot of people are, disowning, this company, disowning Damn Designs, which, I mean, come on. Everybody makes fucking mistakes, seriously. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a stick up their ass once in a while. Like, you can't blame the guy on one shitty mistake, shitty, decision. It's kind of, ridiculous, but, I guess everybody has their own opinion, so. But thank you for coming. I know this was pretty much a short one with the, with the actual showing the knife and everything. It kind of rambled a lot, so. Thanks for staying to the end. Love you guys. Peace out. Do something nice for somebody. Love you guys.